Hey everyone, Jeff here. Happy last day of summer. I thought I'd do a little walk and talk today. The weather's so nice and we'll see how this goes. So I was thinking recently about a former client of mine. Their company was going through an acquisition. They were the ones being acquired, and my client's area was one that had already been identified as one that was likely going to be going through reductions for cost efficiencies and redundancies and overlap. And when my client came into session, he was pretty worked up about it. So I asked him early on, I said, well, how are you approaching this? And he said, I'm just keeping my head down. I'm just going to get done what I need to get done. And I don't want to cause any trouble. I think if I can just get my job done, I've got a decent chance of staying on. I said, well, what do you want out of this? He says, well, I don't want to lose my job. I can't lose my job. I'm not ready to lose my job. I'm not ready to move on. And I said, no, I didn't ask what don't you want. I asked what you do want. What's a successful outcome here for you? And he really had to think about it. He was so stuck in that negative space of being very clear about what he didn't want. He had to think about what he did want. Very simply, he wanted to keep his job. So I said, well, if you want to keep your job, how does keeping your head down and playing small, how's that going to serve you? You see, when you're in that negative space, when you are expressing things in a way of what you don't want, what you can't have, what you can't afford, you're operating from a place of fear. It's a fear of failure, fear of rejection, fear of being judged, fear of being told that you're not good enough. When you approach it from that positive space of what you do want, you take back the power and you take back the control. And that's what my client had ceded without even realizing it. So as he shifted from I don't want to lose my job to I want to keep my job, all of a sudden all of these ideas came to him about positive, concrete steps he could take, people to meet, work that he could advocate and propose to get done, to really begin to demonstrate his value and why he should be viewed as someone to keep, as opposed to keeping his head down and just getting it done and not speaking up for himself. So we talked about it for a little while, and I said, wanting to keep your job is certainly a better place to be than saying I don't want to lose my job. But what do you really, really want? Because when you're just at that I want to keep my job, it's very much a 1-0 on-off binary kind of outcome. But what do you really want? As he inspected it a lot more closely, he said, I want to thrive in what I do professionally. That's really what I want. So I said, do you think you can thrive in this new company, either in your current role or in a new role? He was like, I don't know. So how would you like to explore what your options are for how you can thrive professionally? And all of a sudden, the conversation shifted from how am I possibly going to survive this merger to how am I going to thrive in what I do professionally? And that's when the cavalcade of ideas and possibilities really began to reveal themselves to him. We brainstormed, we kicked things around, we were virtually whiteboarding things. It was really a great and powerful session and a great and powerful experience for him. And he landed on the solution that was exactly right for him, for where he needed to be. And it all originated from shifting out of that negative space and into that positive space. So what works for you? What keeps you from playing small? And when do you know when it's time to step up and really begin to lean into the challenge that you're facing? So I'd love to hear your thoughts. Put them in the comments down below, and we'll talk soon.